Hello, everybody. So this is Tpack, and I'm going to be going over it with you guys on why it's so important for teachers to understand what Tpack is and why it is needed. So let's start off by stating what Tpack is. So Tpack is a system that was created by Matthew J. Kuller and Punya Mishra in 2006. The reference list will be added at the end of this PowerPoint presentation just to ensure that we have more space to add other things into the PowerPoint presentation. So you might think, why do I need to understand what TPAC is and what it can do for me? Let's start off by saying what TPAC means, which stands for Technology, Pedagogical, and Content Knowledge. What TPAC does, it combines various different skills needed to become an effective teacher in the 21st century. So if we take an example, take for example, that someone that just has content knowledge from his or her undergrad degree, but does not know how to add technological flair to their lessons or having a firm grasp of having pedagogical skills in the classroom. It is important that teachers know these skills. This is done to further enhance their students' abilities. So let's go over to the second slide. So the second slide states the importance of understanding why TPAC plays such a huge role. So I did add a few bullet points there, which we will go over pretty soon. So now that we know what TPAC means and what it stands for, so TPAC, as we know now, there is there to further enhance the abilities of the students by having a qualified professional educator. What TPAC aims to do is expand on some of the following areas, but they are not limited to them. It is classroom management, becoming credible, fostering positive change, and allowing more effective communication in the classroom. And probably the most important would be integrating IT or information technology into the lessons. So if we go over to the third slide, so the third slide is the importance of understanding why teaching is a specialized profession. So, so the first and most important thing to understand is that teaching is the mother of all professions. What is meant with this is that teachers are at the forefront of creating doctors, engineers, mechanics, carpenters, nurses, scientists, and so many more professionals. Without true leaders, which inspire people in the classroom, which are teachers, students will not have motivation and guidance on becoming the best individuals that they can become. We can also say that not just anyone can become a teacher, and for those that are eligible and fortunate enough, they still require the know-how, especially in terms of having pedagogical skills, which we will also cover more in depth later on in the slide or PowerPoint presentation. So if we continue, the aim of specialization is also about vetting someone and acknowledging their hard work as true and honest. It is also there to prevent people that should not be teachers from teaching the youth of a country. Having a qualified personnel in the classroom will enable social change to occur, especially in a country like South Africa that has been through a lot in the last few years. So a lot of confusion might be present, obviously, in South Africa. So yes, those are the bullet points that I added over there. Then if we go over to the fourth slide, which is content knowledge. So content knowledge is basically, in a nutshell, it's like his or hers undergrad degree. So obviously we all have a specific skill or knowledge that we acquire through university, and that would be referred to as your content knowledge. So this is also the first main topic that we will discuss about the TPAC presentation. So content knowledge is the skills and knowledge that someone has acquired in their undergrad degree. They will have a natural advantage over someone that is teaching the subject but is not qualified in that field, as they have gone in depth and through many years of studying to acquire this skill. Having a strong foundation to work from will very much affect the student's ability to learn from you. Excuse me, will much affect the student's ability to learn from you as a professional. So if we go to the fifth slide, so the fifth slide also goes over content knowledge. Um, it is important for the teacher to have supreme content knowledge. As it was said in the previous slide, it gives them a competitive advantage over others that are coming from different fields. So obviously, what is meant with that is like, take for instance, an engineer graduate. An engineer graduate would far more in-depth understand engineering concepts over a person like myself that has an economics background. But it also works the other way around. I would understand economics a bit better. So if we go over to the sixth slide, which is the pedagogical knowledge. So pedagogical knowledge focuses on the skills and knowledge that someone acquires through teaching students in the classroom. Some methods that someone will likely learn from teaching in the classroom is classroom management, gamification, fostering rapport with the students, and teaching students about everyday skills that they should learn. Pedagogical knowledge could be said that it is a soft learned skill that is acquired by studying a curriculum or by doing in the classroom. There's a lot more to pedagogical knowledge than what I can say right now, but those are some of the basic facts that I know what pedagogical knowledge is. So if we go over to the seventh slide, which is information technology and technological knowledge. So information technology is what it says it is, using computers, tablets, smartphones, and devices for educational purposes. We can also look at YouTube videos in the classroom as well as using applications. However, simply being aware of all these devices does not mean one knows how to use them and enhance their students' abilities. Therefore, we can say that someone that knows how to use these devices and applications have technological knowledge. To summarize, technology knowledge is when you also know how to make more engaging PowerPoint presentations using applications in the classroom and knowing how to guide students on using devices. So obviously, information technology, again, those are like the devices that we use. And technological knowledge is obviously, do you actually know how to use those devices and stuff in the classroom effectively and in such a way where, you know, the students are engaged. So let's, on the eighth slide, we'll continue with Tpack. So hopefully by now you should have a strong grasp of what Tpack stands for. We can add them all together and we can use them. So obviously, again, like we can take our content knowledge from our undergrad degree, combine it with some of the pedagogical knowledge, which is obviously classroom management and stuff, and add it with technological knowledge, which I know a lot of schools are recently really trying to do to ensure that the students get the best, you know, out of the teachers. So the reason why teachers should aim to use Tpack in the classroom is because they will be able to create better lesson plans, gain more information from various sources to support their work, give the students a second or third opinion on work that is being done in the classroom, especially in this day and age where so much information is accessible by a button's click away. The aim of an effective teacher should be to be placed in the middle of the circles of the picture on the slide. Being right in the middle will mean that a teacher is very rounded and effective. So obviously in the middle is where my mouse is pointing out right now. So yeah, if we go to the ninth slide, which is this one. So Tpack used in a classroom. So how is Tpack used in a classroom? It is directly related in how we engage and interact with the students and how we are able to guide them into becoming better individuals. The first step that a teacher could try to facilitate Tpack into the lessons is by having the students use multimedia devices in the classroom. Obviously, not smartphones, but tablets will create more understanding for them. So obviously, this is very subjective. Not all schools have smart devices at our disposal, but there are other ways of also doing this. You know, you could also brainstorm. You could also maybe go to the library, various different ways, you know. I don't think you should just give up and be like, oh, okay, there's no devices and whatever. We'll just teach directly from the book. Some of the other skills that the teacher could use in a classroom is by becoming more educated themselves. This will further enhance the skills in the classroom and will quickly become noticeable by the students. So that's also one of the TPAC skill sets or content knowledge, more specifically. The more knowledgeable you are in your undergrad, the better lessons you'll be able to give to the students. So the teacher should also aim at having effective classroom management and games to give to the students to do in a classroom. Doing this will create a more holistic environment for the students to learn in. So let's go to the 10th slide. So the 10th slide says, how can TPAC be applied in classrooms? So TPAC can also be added in the following ways, especially in schools that may not have information technology at their disposal or during times of load shedding, and then continue once they are able to. So, you know, all these bullet points over here, that's what I was referring to. Obviously, South Africa has an issue, which is load shedding. We all know what load shedding is. So obviously, if there is no load shedding for that day, we can definitely make use of computers or tablets to research topics to make it more informative for the students. Um, uh, we can also watch YouTube videos or make use of applications in the classroom to help students understand the content a little better. And the other one, once again, so if there is load shedding, we can also break the students up into groups or teams so that they can brainstorm the content after researching ideas on the viewed content. Um, yeah, I think you can also get creative. You can maybe go sit outside with the students if your class sizes aren't really that big. You know, obviously you still want to have control over the students. So if we go to the 11th slide, so why it is important to have TPAC knowledge in the 21st century. It is important that we as educators educate students to the best of our abilities as they are the future of the country. Having TPAC skills at your disposal will bring about healthy change in the classroom and make them more competitive in the grand scheme of things. So it's not really, I guess you could also say it's for the teacher and for the students, but I think I firmly agree that TPAC has a lot more advantages and less disadvantages. Um, yeah, so we need to get the students exposed to technology. I mean, technology will be the future. Technology will take everything over in the next 20 to 30 years. Obviously, the pedagogical side, that's kind of like the human emotional side, how to work with people. I think as a teacher, you need to know how to work with people. It's vital. Then content knowledge, obviously furthering your education, such as what we all are doing right now. So on the 12th slide, which is my conclusion. So to conclude, we can say that TPAC is there to enhance the students' abilities in the classroom. It is also there to further enhance the skills and knowledge of the teachers in various ways, not just limited to their undergrad knowledge. Students also gain the freedom to explore and search topics related to the subject to try new and different approaches. TPAC is also ongoing, meaning it will require constant studying and reviewing by teachers to ensure that their students get the better end of the stick. So yeah, that is basically my presentation. The last slide will be, I'll add my reference list there for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. So yeah, thanks very much.